Check this out.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Countdown is go at T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. Here's your host, Tim Scott.
Hey everybody, yes, thanks for joining us. This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. Joining me today, you know him, you love him, he's got great shirts. Mr. Victor Naraki. Victor, how are you doing down there in Florida?
Terrific. I was just at the parks for a couple hours live streaming. I just got back. I was in Magic Kingdom for 3 hours live streaming. Yeah, it was fun. I got a couple pictures taken. I did a couple different things. So, didn't get on any rides. I went on. I went on the carousel. That was fun.
Did you stream from the carousel? That's fantastic.
I did stream from the carousel, and I'm surprised I was able to get onto the carousel holding my camera. Yeah, it was a little difficult, but those who want to see me, just go to DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com and you find all my links to streaming. But yeah, I streamed for 2 hours. It was fun. I'm just starting to get into doing that.
Oh, that's fun. I'd like to do that too. That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it is.
Awesome. Well, Victor, what do we want to talk about on the show today? There's lots of things kind of going on in your field, and we're talking about some interesting stuff before the show.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm fascinated by how Disney itself is getting more involved with real estate and development of actual communities. We all know that they did Celebration, and there's a lot of misunderstandings about Celebration. And then they did Golden Oak, and Golden Oak is from everything I can see is a total success. There's under 300 homes there, but that's what was planned. Celebration, when I read stuff about it, I'm like, I just know these people have never visited Celebration when they write about it.
Right. Exactly.
It's like, I look at it and going, where were you? When did you go to Celebration that gives you the idea that this place they treat it like it's a disaster?
Right.
How could you ever go to Celebration? When you go there, there's some very charming restaurants. There's some decent shopping. There used to be a movie theater, but that is always in contention about why that movie theater isn't operating.
Right.
It's shows me the lack of management of the actual Main Street center of town. And that's where they get the negatives come from of Celebration. It's from Main Street. Because that was Celebration's original plan, Disney's plan for Celebration was to build it and then sell it to someone who can own it and manage it. They had no intention of doing that. And I wish they had an intention of doing that, because it certainly would be better.
Managed better, absolutely.
Yeah, you've got, like 8 miles of walking trails in there. It's a great place for biking. The schools, I can never give, recommendations on schools. You always should check schools out yourself. But I think people would be happy with the schools. And, it's all enclosed in this beautiful, idyllic late 1940s styles. Actually, it's pre-World War II. That's really what it is, pre-World War II. So they tried, because after World War II, that's when everybody started mass producing houses, and they lost their character. So they tried to go with, that era. So that's why you have Victorian style, you have coastal style, you have, like reminiscent of Charleston, reminiscent of New Orleans. So you have all those iconic types of styles intermingled. And the other thing that's great about it is they didn't want to make this a place where only people of a certain income bracket could live. So they didn't do just estate homes, which they could have easily done, as they did in, Golden Oak.
Right.
They wanted to have houses that were a little bit more attainable for everybody. So they have cottages and bungalows and apartments and condos, and they're all intermingled. So like if you could drive down one boulevard that's all estate homes, turn the corner and it's bungalows, turn the corner, it's townhomes, and then you hit some condos. So they really did plan that out really well. And another thing they did was they don't have any straight streets in Celebration. So when you look down the street, you see houses rather than just a boulevard that just ends, Oh,
much better sight lines.
Yes, exactly. So it doesn't look like a over-planned community. Now, even in my community, if I look down the street, all I see is the row of houses. If my street was turned a little, it would look a lot more attractive. It doesn't, because that costs money.
Right.
Because you have to figure out how to turn the lots with that and still squeeze all those extra lots in there. And straight lines are easier than crooked lines. So that's what they did in Celebration as well. So that's really, when people say to me, and I'm reading articles on this Story Living, and they're acting like Disney threw their hands up and said, "We're out of here. We're done. We've made our mess. You fix it." And that's not what happened. What happened was a couple things happened. I think they did, in many cases, rush to build some of these houses because the demand was so strong. So they built houses in Celebration that were all wood. Frame houses rather than block on the first floor, which you would think in Florida wouldn't be the case.
Right.
Now, a lot of people will say block is just as good as wood and wood is just as good as block, and there's a lot of back and forth. But I can't get past the fact that now that's really in Miami, both stories done block is code. So I would just say that they seem to have raced ahead, but still, when you go through there, you don't think you did, because honestly, it's so iconically beautiful.
Right. Oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's a gorgeous area. It's terrific for kids. The shopping right outside the entrance is not the greatest. You have to drive a little way out to get to the better, more calmer shopping facilities. But then now they have a Publix that's in the last, I think, 4 or 5 years that they had a Publix right outside the entrance.
Right.
And they're getting another Publix at the second entrance.
Wow.
So, and then in that community right there, of course, it's right after I leave. They're getting, like a Dunkin' Donuts and a lot of eateries right there. That's in Celebration. So we're not talking about, I'll tell you, the funny thing is that I learned the hard way. I said, well, I would like a grocery store within a mile of my house. And they weren't building one in Celebration, but they were in Winter Garden. Because what they said they were going to build in Celebration was a Dave and Buster's. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want a Dave and Buster's right around the corner.
Right.
But I do want a grocery store that I could walk to. And sure enough, I bought my new house, and they changed the Publix to a bar. It's a craft brewery and restaurant. It's supposed to be very good.
Right.
And the Dave and Buster's is a Publix grocery store.
Oh, Victor, sounds like you have my kind of luck with things.
Well, you know what? So you don't, that's like I always say in real estate, you don't know until there's a shovel in the ground.
Right.
What excites me is this new Storyliving by Disney.
Oh, yes.
So, and that is in Rancho Mirage, California. It's not close to Disney at all, which out of their 3 that they've built, I mean, with Celebration and Golden Oak, this is a really different undertaking for them.
It really is. They must have done some research to really settle on that area.
I absolutely. And there's supposed to be several other ones. And I know they own land in this general vicinity. So I'm really interested in if there's going to be a Florida location that they're planning. So that's going to be very interesting because I know they've bought land.
Oh,
but
yeah. You got to think there's something at least, not close in the area.
Well, Storyliving is, they're going to call this one Cotino, and it's in Rancho Mirage. The developer I'm not familiar with, but it's 618 acres. So that is a huge community when you consider maybe, average house size. And I would say, that's a very big community, including the fact that there's going to be an over 55 section, and over 55 homes are usually on smaller lots than regular single family homes. And I think there's going to be townhomes in there as well. So there's a lot of land in there. It said at least 2,000 units. So
wow,
newly about 2,000 families moving in. I really wonder what the price points are going to be.
Yes.
And historically, when you're the first person to buy something in a community, your price points are much more competitive than the second people that buy. I've seen that with my customers that just signed contracts here. The lot premiums have doubled. I had a customer that signed a house in last year this time. And then a few months later, I called them and said, that lot you bought for $25,000, they're now going for $80,000. Wow. So that was just in a few months that they raised their prices. But historically, although I can't guarantee it, when you're the first people to get into a community, the ones who take the risk, quote unquote, they usually get the little bit better prices because they're gauging the interest, and it's all based on supply and demand. But I'm wondering what their price points are going to be. I am interested in the fact they have there's going to be a 24-acre lagoon, which you can, use for, I guess not boating, I guess, but you can use it almost like a giant pool, I'm assuming. There's a mixed use development for shopping, dining, a beachfront. This is in the middle of the desert.
Yep. That's a good way to bump up the cost, add a beach.
Yes, exactly. So, but the thing is, it's all master planned by Disney Imagineers. So, when you think of what they've done with Golden Oak, that Golden Oak is the most stunning community that I've ever seen. Now, there's 2 big complaints about Golden Oak. One is the lot size, because, even though you've got a quarter acre is the smallest lot, and 3/4 of an acre is the biggest lot, unless you combine two together. Even though you've got those big lots, the houses are very, very close together. I mean, it is shockingly close. So I'm hoping that this is not going to be the same deal. Also, a lot of people will say when they go there, if you have a friend who lives there or something like that, it's really almost vacant, empty. I hate to use the word ghost town, but there's not a lot of people walking around. A lot of people use it as a seasonal home. So, I mean, I don't think a lot of people live there year round. And if they do, they don't hang out in the clubhouse, because every time I've been there, it's been empty.
Right. Wow.
But this won't be the same thing. This Katina will certainly have a lot more, facilities, and because of the shopping and that's what I like about Celebration. Celebration isn't gated, so people can come in and walk around and have lunch and enjoy themselves, whether they're residents or not. While Golden Oak, that ain't going to happen. That is a gated community. You are not going in there. Everything's $3 million and up. So I am really hoping that this is an affordable community for people. That it's and one of the things they say is people coming from Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, $700,000 on a house is not a lot of money.
Oh, for them, no, it's not.
For them,
right.
Because, like, I have a customer that's saying they're going to sell their house in San Diego, or was it Irvine, California, and they said they were going to get it. They could sell it for 1.2, and it's a townhouse. And they were saying, like, here it would be 300. So that is something that is very maybe is the reason why they chose Rancho Mirage. I mean, Palm Springs right nearby is a high-end community as well.
Right.
So
but without having a theme park kind of like as being this kind of big draw, or why you'd want to move there, so you actually want to be there to be in this kind of community.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how they're going to pepper in the Disney.
Right.
But I'm sure you're going to find hidden Mickeys and, but I know the houses are going to be designed to be aesthetically pleasing, as opposed to the cookie cutter houses that some communities have. One of the things that I think is very interesting that they have been saying is this is not just one community like Celebration was. This is a planned series of communities.
Right.
And I am like, that really gets me excited, because I know they own a lot of land around here in the Disney area. I know they're building an affordable housing complex, which we could talk about when they start, when we get more details on that. But they're building an affordable housing complex right outside the gates of Disney World. And I will be honest with you, rental properties in this area are very, very expensive.
Oh, yeah.
So I am hoping that is going to be, and that's in the Flamingo Crossing area. However, they are buying this land. They have this land that I know they have, and there's been rumors. So now we're going to talk about stuff that I don't forget to talk about.
All right.
Rumors.
We love rumors.
Well, I think there's going to be, I think they could probably build in the Kissimmee area just south of Celebration, because I know they own a lot of land there. And they own a lot of land exactly the same size as the land they're building on in Rancho Mirage.
Coincidence?
So it's actually 5 or 6 acres more than the 618 acres. So I'm wondering if that is the plan, that there might be something just south of Celebration. So that would be very, very interesting to have something like that. And then I have heard rumors that there's going to be something in St. Cloud.
Ooh.
This was like 6, 7, 8 months ago. Now, St. Cloud is by Lake Nona. Now, one of the things that's happening right now in Lake Nona is they are building a Disney campus out there, which is going to be huge and have 2,000 employees.
Crazy.
So now Lake Nona, for those who are not aware, is, if you know where the airport is, and most people who come here know where the airport is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the 6th busiest airport in the nation. Just east of the airport, probably 2 exits, is Lake Nona. Now, they also have their medical city, which is 7 hospitals.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of that.
They also have, yes, and Lake Nona has, like a lot of golfing. There's an international tennis complex there. But there's the land there's a lot of space there to build.
I'm looking on Google Maps, and there are big swaths of land there.
Absolutely. Now, we always say you never know what Disney owns, because you know how they are. They rarely tell people what they're buying.
Right.
They
hold their cards close.
They sure do. And but if you look at it, it's like huge. These sections of land are so enormous. I mean, a lot more than we're talking about with Cortina. I mean, we're talking about 100 times more. It's amazing how much land is out there that could be owned by one owner.
Right.
So, and a lot of it's right now farmland. There's vacant land. I'm clicking through to see if I possibly recognize any of the names, but I really don't. But I'm looking at it going like, my gosh, there is so much out there that where they can definitely build. So and I really wonder where it's going to be, because there's the St. Cloud area is going to have, I would say, about I mean, they haven't even started some of the communities, but there's so many communities coming in. Now, I've sold in Del Webb, St. Cloud. It's an over 55 community. I think about 1,000 homes in total. And that's just one of them. That's just the first one. But there's going to be shopping plazas and all this coming in that will be, within, I'd say, a minimum of 45 minutes to Disney, but maximum of an hour.
Okay.
The 417 to get there is not too bad. I like to be 10 minutes to Disney. I don't like to leave Disney and have to take a big long drive home. There's definitely areas in there that they could build entire communities in St. Cloud. So I'm going to be really following this Cortina, because they're going to break ground. I think they've already broken ground, but they're not going to be selling until 2023. If they start selling out real quick, and can't keep up, they're going to release other communities too.
Right. Strike while the iron's hot.
Exactly. And I mean, because, I just hope that, that they, when you're big and you're doing something new, like they did with Celebration, I don't think they controlled I don't think they were on top of what people were saying. I don't think they stayed on top of the builders, because there were some complaints. Anyway, that's off topic. So I'm really excited about back to Cotina, because Disney's plan always was to, with Epcot, he really did want to create a community that he had control over its development. But I don't think that people would have liked the entire plan that was laid out for Epcot, because Epcot, it was like sort of like Hawaii, where you don't own the land that your house is on.
Right.
And you're only leasing it. And basically you become renters with no equity, and that's not good, to have, so I think that that's why that didn't go very well. But I think a lot of the misunderstandings about Celebration come from the original plans of Epcot. So you are going to own this property in Cotina. This is fee simple.
Right.
You own it. You own the land that's underneath it. And that is the way to sell property. So it's a very good thing that I think it's actually going to be very successful.
Yeah, because they're going to use everything that they've learned. Make it, when they built Celebration in Golden Oak, they'll use that for this Cotina, for the Storyliving.
Yes, I mean, well, Golden Oak is, Golden Oak's Golden Oak. I mean,
true.
This is not something that the average person could buy. I wish they could, and if they can, call me. Because, and I used, what's funny about Golden Oak is people used to ask me, where's the best place to put your money? And I would say Golden Oak. And they'd think I was crazy because there were $2 million. But the thing is, now there's only 300 homes or less there. I think it's 289. And that's it. They don't seem to have any other plans to put communities in Disney World.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so, for all I know, they're not going to announce tomorrow. But when you there's only one of something, it has much more value than when there's hundreds of different communities. My thought is there's going to be, I think they're going to announce, I say in quotation marks, or, and with that, I have no inside information, but I have a feeling that we're going to see something in St. Cloud and we're going to see something in Kissimmee.
Oh, that's exciting. That's a good teaser.
Yeah, I think we are. And so if you're thinking, several years out, it might be a good time to, but get your name on the list when your list comes up, and remember to write my name down as your realtor.
That's right. Victor Naraki. Write it down.
Yes. So I'm very excited about Cotina. In fact, I feel like I'm going to have to go out when they open up the hotel. I'm going to have to go out there and stay there, because I can just imagine how beautiful this is going to be.
Oh, it'll be fantastic. We know that without it being built.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, Victor, before we wrap this show up, we need to talk about some of your favorite things.
Okay. I think we were going to do ice cream parlors?
We were, because I'm in the mood for ice cream, Victor. I want to know where you would take me.
Okay.
What's your top list? What do you got, like there 4 or 5? I don't remember where we were at.
I think we have 4, and I'm looking for it. Here we go.
All right.
Okay. The first one is, I think it's called No Way Jose at Beaches and Cream.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. I love that one. It's peanut butter, hot fudge. I would go with vanilla ice cream. Of course, Beaches and Cream is the home of the kitchen sink. A whole can. I love that. I just love that.
Oh my gosh.
And then Plaza ice cream on the corner of Main Street. I love that when you can get 2 scoops and the Mickey Mouse ears on your little sundae. I just love that. Yep. Those are great. And then, of course, for me, I like the Orange Bird, the Orange Twist over at Sunshine Tree Terrace.
Oh, you're more of an orange guy than a pineapple guy.
Oh, no, I don't do the pineapple.
Oh.
No, I mean, no, I don't. Dole Whip. Dole Whip, I love strawberry Dole Whip. And I love the other flavors. The pineapple's good. It's fine. But if I had my choice, I definitely go with the vanilla and orange over the pineapple. And then in Disney Springs, Ghirardelli.
Oh, people love the Ghirardelli.
Yes, that is absolutely the best ice cream I have ever. That's the best ice cream that I could taste. It's great. It's really, really good. You could always tell if it's good. Places are good in Disney if there's a line.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So there's usually a little bit of a line at Ghirardelli, even on a slow day. But I love it. I love going there. They used to serve in really nice pedestal glass cups.
Yes, very, very fancy dishes.
Really nice with the pedestal and all that. And it was glass and it just made it taste all better. Now it's just, plastic cups.
Yeah.
Which is really, but I guess that's better for the environment than washing a dish, but then you throw the cup in the environment. I don't like that.
Right.
So I wish they could go just get a big dishwasher for crying out loud. And another place I love for ice cream in Disney Springs is the Boathouse.
Really?
The Boathouse has a macadamia turtle pie. Now it's $20 and they say it's made for 2, but it's good. You could do 3 or 4 people could share it. It is huge. It is this amazing slice of like a mocha ice cream, I think.
Ooh, okay.
It's got macadamia nuts all on the side of it and hot fudge, and it is absolutely something you don't want to share with other people. I swear, one day I'm just going to get it all by myself and just sit there and waddle out, and have a stretcher take me home.
Roll me out the front door.
Yeah, just roll me out because it is so. And the ambiance. This is something we should do a thing on. Is my 3 favorite restaurants next time?
Absolutely.
The ambiance there is so fresh and clean and bright, so it doesn't feel like you're in I don't like dark restaurants, and it really. And then they have outdoor seating too, and if you haven't been there, they have boats in the middle of the restaurant, like crisscross boats, and it is really amazing boats that they have there. And all this memorabilia and it's everything about it is perfect. Everything about it. The view is perfect. Everything.
Oh, I've heard good things about the Boathouse.
Yeah, the Boathouse is fantastic. I'm going on the 21st with some friends. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Outstanding. Oh, well, Victor, thank you so much for joining me on the show. I love hearing about this cotina.
Yes. And if anybody wants to hear about stuff around here, Disney at yourdoorstep.com. That's AT for at, not the at sign.
Right.
Disney at your doorstep is all my links, Disney at yourdoorstep.com. So if you want my YouTube channel, if you want to research homes, if you want to, stay in touch with me on Facebook, if you want to email me a question, do it there and tell them you heard me on Resort Loop.
Absolutely. Mention the Resort Loop show. Fantastic.
Terrific.
All right, Victor, thanks so much. I'm Tim Scott. Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. Everybody, you've been listening to The Gateway to the Magic. Everyone go out there and share The Gateway to the Magic. We'll see you, everybody.
Please do.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoop.com.